In the aftermath of xenophobic attacks in the country, the South African government has told companies, businesses, and other employers in there to prioritise South African citizens and permanent residents when hiring. This follows the Department of Home Affairs publication of the launch of its Trusted Employer Scheme, TES, a scheme it says will help modernise South Africa's immigration system, attract investment and support economic growth and job creation. South Africa says the launch of the scheme will improve life for South Africans and reduce the country's unemployment rate. According to South Africa, this second phase of the employer scheme will involve companies working on infrastructure projects and businesses that are establishing regional and global headquarters in the country. The purpose of the employer scheme is to allow South Africa to attract skills more easily and manage immigration, particularly when processing applications for senior executives, technical personnel, corporate employees, and investors. In recent months, protests have taken place across South Africa over claims that illegal migrants are taking jobs from locals. The protests have led some countries to evacuate their citizens from South Africa to prevent further attacks. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing the country on immigration, said South Africa will not tolerate illegal migration and will adopt measures to tackle it. Under the scheme designed to address immigration issues in South Africa, the Department of Home Affairs says only accredited employers will qualify to recruit. To qualify, companies must demonstrate meaningful investment in South Africa, employ mostly South African citizens or permanent residents, invest in skills development and operate in priority sectors. According to the official gazette, companies and businesses must first express interest in joining the scheme, and the Department of Home Affairs reserves the right to grant or refuse membership to any company. The Department of Home Affairs will make the final selection, and applicants will be advised of the outcome. Companies approved by Home Affairs for the scheme will enter into a memorandum of agreement with the department. To score enough points to qualify to employ foreign nationals, companies must ensure that at least 60% of the staff complement are South African citizens or permanent residents. The Department of Home Affairs in South Africa has invited corporate employers to begin expressing interest in the scheme. In a publication on its website, Home Affairs said the program is not for unemployed people, nor for people with no skills or those in low-wage labor. According to the document signed by the Minister, L.A. Schreiber, the second phase of the TES will be expanded to include infrastructure projects and companies that maintain and manage a global head office or regional head office in South Africa for their operations. The overarching objective of TES Phase 2 is to support the government's efforts to position South Africa as the leading investment destination in Africa. The South African government says the first phase was successful, which is why it is moving ahead with the second phase. How does the employer scheme work? To qualify for membership of the Trusted Employer Scheme, the employer, investor, or business must demonstrate financial strength. They must also show the capacity to employ foreign nationals and that they run training programs for South African citizens. The applicant must also prove that it is a good corporate citizen. According to the document, employers, investors, and other businesses in the program will qualify for priority processing of visa applications because their requirements and supporting documents have been reduced. South Africa is facing unemployment challenges and citizens blame foreigners for taking their jobs. This challenge led to mass protests in the country recently, during which President Ramaphosa promised to find a solution to this major issue. The Trusted Employer Scheme may be one of the ways of doing so.